Picture Marcus. He's sitting at his kitchen table right now, looking over his accounts with the confidence of someone who has finally mastered the game. He routes every daily purchase through a premium rewards card to maximize his travel points, and he just used 0% financing to furnish his entire living room. He keeps $20,000 tucked away in a traditional savings account for total security, and he recently stretched his budget to buy a home because he was told that renting is a dead-end investment. Marcus is executing a financial strategy designed to profit the very institutions he thinks he's outsmarting. It is frustrating to follow every piece of conventional wisdom and still feel like your net worth is stagnant. To understand why, we need to look at the math behind 4 multi-billion-dollar traps that are frequently presented as smart financial moves. The credit card points hustle is perhaps the most widespread trap. The pitch is simple: use plastic for everything and earn free travel and cash back as a reward for your discipline. This chart illustrates the behavioral cost of that convenience. MIT researchers found that when the physical friction of cash is removed, credit card users consistently spend 12 to 18% more on the exact same lifestyle. For a household spending $30,000 a year on cards, a 15% overspending habit adds $4,500 in unnecessary costs. In return, you might see $450 in cash back. You are essentially paying $10 to the bank to get $1 back. These points function as a fractional rebate on your own overspending, funded by the premium you pay for the psychological ease of using plastic. Trap number 2 involves using buy now, pay later, or 0% financing for depreciating assets. It sounds logical to use a store's capital for a year instead of your own cash. However, buy now, pay later users spend an average of 6.4% more per transaction and typically hold less in their own savings accounts. The real danger is the retroactive interest clause. If the balance isn't zero by the final day of the promotional window, the interest rate can jump to nearly 30%, applied retroactively to the original purchase price from day one. Lenders rely on these penalties as a core part of their revenue model. If an item that loses value over time cannot be purchased in full today, the math says it is currently unaffordable. The third trap is the false sense of security found in hoarding large amounts of cash in a traditional big bank checking or savings account. While the number in your account remains the same, inflation acts as a silent tax on your purchasing power. When inflation sits at 3% and your bank pays a fraction of a percent in interest, you are losing money every year. Think of your cash as a block of ice melting on a counter. The scale might record the same weight, but the actual substance is disappearing. It's the reason a burrito that cost $8 a few years ago now costs $12. Your balance didn't change, but your ability to buy lunch did. Protecting your capital requires moving it out of these traditional accounts and into high-yield savings or index funds that can actually outpace the rising cost of living. The final trap is the pressure to maximize a mortgage approval because of the idea that renting is simply throwing money away. This amortization schedule shows where your money goes in the early years of a 30-year mortgage. For the first several years, the vast majority of your monthly payment is bank interest, which does nothing to build your net worth. Beyond the interest, you are responsible for property taxes, homeowners insurance, and the constant cost of maintenance. These are all unrecoverable expenses that often exceed the cost of a rental. When you stretch your budget to buy a home, you lock your wealth into a single illiquid asset. This limits your ability to invest in more liquid markets like index funds, which historically offer higher long-term returns with no maintenance costs. In markets where interest and maintenance outpace equity growth, renting a more affordable home and aggressively investing the surplus can result in a significantly higher net worth over time. Building wealth isn't about finding a shortcut through credit card hacks or complex financing schemes. It is the result of keeping fixed costs low, avoiding debt for things that lose value, and allowing your capital to compound in the market for decades. Choosing the boring math over the high-leverage lifestyle removes the constant stress of juggling monthly payments and trying to outrun inflation. Focus on the numbers that actually move the needle. Subscribe to the channel, and we will keep running the math together.